Mr. Lynch likes only the night forever. Good morning, Mr. Maestro Simpli. More simply, 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 more simply. David, Mr. Lynch, this is the last month I'll see a short review for 979 years. But next month it will be obviously on January 20th is 80th birthday. It's December 21, so really only 10 days of this. December 2025, also this year, 2025 to the end of this, December 2025 to this year, 2025, it's Sunday in Naples. Today it's totally clear sky in general. It also seems now it's early afternoon, 13:58. 6 net fan 16 Celsius, this means this is really soft, easy period. Last gadget that you use for the auto to spring periods, start portion for yes we can see effect channel last Junior Sanitiano for yes effect very deep overcome for yes what the portion last past summer. If someone remember if they followed me, past last summer I think body also effect makes you enter new to life for you for yes what the words topics not for the seasons the winter spring set risks LC3 in pratica this last day as it is for the winter because in next hours precisely here on 16 and 3 minutes we'll enter in the winter also for the winter they will become free as weather but perhaps we don't even think body because nobody which means suppose indeed I'm sure try here drum singles sim set sometimes my purpose activation to show my this sweat number of paradox for me let's do and I didn't adesso lui antica ratio solo il winter spring sempre se fa con il winter su se ci quello per spring anzi ci soft for sempre ya ci sono tanti ne lui si und wieder da kasi gadget also gerade der Gleise das ist mir so ein Ding sehr viel da absolut ein Kompliment Jure für diese Period for tourism the first one because passage from the summer to the second one most important last definitive change of temperature the Gleise prima new swing which on the complete change it's completely please and if not please and really good mediare I mean same temperature the Gleise so the sum of all these things makes the condition situation for complete please a bit really good at least at least for non feel cool capiva welcome in winter cioè in pratica in few hours quando senza rumore XP better thing fa carire XP better thing in past weather in winter weather reports with the past year so also nel coming winter che si mette si tingo for non forso per the più for una lit fa che finco not così il code for una lit finco yes or no this penso them over in general for me in stia the what's scattoso so si angelo easy for sure as meeting just before it's really beautiful artist team so can be free and some things on this English reaction, I think a temperature on Caesar beats just before 16 Fahrenheit 16 Celsius. Then for the thing that atmosphere, that she read. Just before today, we have those beautiful. It's blue skies once shown us me this fucking if not to be visible because sun si be andri pas not see the things so little it cannot sun in general is a shame particular fact the first thing fact now I sing the semen extract from the Void classical song sulle mio because this is thing it's began letto e abito ma the last passama sarà spacca lo vede mini passama think boy remember I think boy so ma tu solo più bello di me solo from the day oh solo something the day is something to me from the day si fa che busca se c'è su med sì the second thing the fact that surely the channel will be a sublime channel in sense and the third thing is fact perhaps non è sapete sì che si impossibile beautiful like this not to visit to channel like this allora evidently not and see any period in force more than 40 days ago 50 days ago most 2 months ago already last Sunday, between Saturday and Sunday of October, ceremony one hour before. Also fact to read piano from now let them sun sky for other 2 hours pratically in alpha. It's more or less in comparison to the main emphasis on the completely different schedule. Well, so series the new white curtain with flowers, long flowers mix with new plants. This new curtain is just number one. The vanguard thing is also birth the precise birthday with the previous curtain, visual grey curtain, the beautiful painted Manchester. To deepen on the past, from the previous new curtain, also things later will meet. So read one of my comments under the video, it should be on the comment section on the video, it should be the fourth comment or I think the third point, the first comment where see you read the comment section. But I don't know if you read, you cannot miss can see it well read from this shot from later think of yes. Long green flowers, longer flowers mixed between the plants. Or if not, even better, surely better, mi sono lasciato praticare is the first part of the video which per usual I showed you the way to scatter sfiangere from the window. Or also from this other practically is a similar shot to the classical shot of female non-interest for the grey curtain, previous curtain, perhaps for the first the color the curtain, if I don't remember exactly this, surely the color curtain is the cover image of the channel, and one day, se non io time, I should change it, and this shot, the story is effect that both when there isn't, and also both when there is. Both when there isn't a glory shoot and also when there is, but more when there is, because if you mention I'll see that the special sentence really useful for the curtain, and also in this case perhaps for the first to color the curtain, even if I don't remember exactly also in this case, and also in this case I use it for the new curtain, sorry but I repeat 3 or 4 times also in this case, and this little I use once again this little special sentence for new curtain, and this little special sentence is but also always better visible for me, it's until in this shot. At this point, this mythical religion shot. Shot. As a garden shoot not visible, but not mistake not visible in the first days of October. This is important because sport effect also today is not visible, and now I'll see the also the similar special sense for the tempo so value so it so repeat once again, but also always better visible for me its entirety in this shot. At this point this is mythical legend shot. And finally, from the Goki and Jax, 40 PG, 605. Oh, yes, it's me, original shot. Questo è molto piccolo, fa facendo i corsi e se le chiede in non sono noi, mi sister. Sono myself, trovato sullo scherzo. And finally, I hope you get the breakfast. It's relate in general, also nice, anche se relate mi informazioni, ma vuole importante sia si fare per le ci sembrano che esiste salvi fucking breakfast fin dentro simulato. E sarà che attività ne parte mettere si fu su estero, sin che tre cose regole sembrano che esiste su saggio. Oggi ripete, close di regole, tu di close di regole, little sono nurse. È just role obviously just important. 58 means. What, the important thing is sure, see, I'm in some way also leave out from it so, I'm really angry. That's we always say. Ecco si sono mosso l'ultimo salfo, assolutamente. No, since many months, and I shot, no, but no, since almost 1 year, this should be time in the video. I also going to think that if I could reason Friday, but repeat, this should be the time in the video. I previously to you that one time, so I check better see you, the best I check better see you, better the best see to the just started these things, and for the shots, in fact, as soon as you get it. fornisare new shots, obviously, joke because we talk about Mostonia. If in some song it's new, fornisare biscuits, other my favorite fact that there are many beautiful combos with the beautiful biscuits and yes, but I think at one makes not the best kind of types. Biscuits are chocolate chips cookies or cookies with chips chocolate chips. And if not mistake, also fai tu biscuits miscellaneous. Ma in particolare, altri things che lui si vede, io faccio il fatto milk factory shot, toligati, tu shot, no, toligati ti coffee così. Ma tu sei speak shot, per fare così un shot per fragment video, se shot ne vieni last I think 6 months, so si che se should be started video sullo sto conto se ne dai per studio, was nice quick because ti finisce. Nowadays you want to see we brought it I think 136 36 136 37 days so si che se sullo sto conto should be started video se ne dai per studio. So si sta trovando today apart insert it once again in the mix so very good news. This is also the technique of breakfast or essa bomba ti sta spiro in particolare a me and if fosse sì che se la spiro se gioco più sulla talk about Mostonia so because I'm living with the first time I saw that video if in some also mi say tolla you guys breakfast or essa mega bomba. Second thing is about CS fact in federal you see strada con sì alzo mi sa sempre più position because Twelve times like the number of the month after the first position for mineral Bamma Italian cereals because I do recommend them to you because they are really super bad. Alzio, tomorrow suppose from today, if I couldn't tomorrow to could be lap. Now I'll see. Repeat even if it's not visible, Alzi better repeat things that is just before for later. Sun general session particular command fact surely session will be a sublime session in sense fact una beautiful like this repeat it's impossible not to kiss session so kiss it